Hey up, it's Steve from the Old Yorkshire Geek. Have you noticed anything different? Merry Christmas. Just thought I'd enter into the spirit of things, and our story today is about Christmas, about Santas. It's from Den of Geek. As usual, the links are in the description below, or link. And don't forget, like and subscribe, share the videos, drop a comment, hit the notification bell, follow my social medias, Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, and you can also watch my videos on Rumble. You can also listen to them. I think you can also watch them as well on Anchor.fm, Spotify. It's in all those places. The links are down below. Right, let's have a look. Here we go. Right, the scariest movie Santas ever. Santa Claus might appear jolly at first glance, ho ho ho, but there's something absolutely terrifying about Father Christmas that we all need to finally admit. And there's some scary Santas that we will talk about momentarily. Right. It is time. Let me adjust this so we see more of the text. There we go. Move you up a bit. Right. It is time to acknowledge the reindeer in the room. Or is it a caribou? Same thing, I think. The truth that children and grown-ups alike are aware of but dare not speak aloud. Santa Claus is terrifying, a strange old man overseeing an industrial complex of magical creatures, and who watches and judges all the children, then sneaks into your home dispatching justice as he sees fit. Like clowns and Disney World mascots as a society, we have all agreed to pretend that this is charming and magical and suitable for children, but deep down in the dark parts of our souls, we all know the truth. So with that in mind, here are the most terrifying Santas to ever grace a screen, some intentionally, some less so. Sorry, I'm spitting a bit there. Disclaimer, this is a list of actual terrifying Santa Clauses, not serial killers dressed up as Santa Claus. Sorry, Once Upon a Time at Christmas and Silent Night, Deadly Night. No surly mall Santas, sorry Bad Santa, and no evil Santa robots. So this year's Christmas Bloody Christmas is getting turned away at the door. I suppose also A Christmas Horror Story, one of my favourite Christmas films, is not included as well, because the Santa in that is a chap that goes mental and kills people in a mall. Watch, it's good. I think it's on Amazon. Yes, it is. It is on Amazon. We at Den of Geek believe in Santa Claus. So do I, because I look like him. Hoo hoo hoo. My little great nephew used to call me Santa Claus. I used to have my beard used to be a lot bigger, a lot out here a bit. And every time he saw me, he used to think I was Santa Claus. Hey, bless him. Bless his little heart. Anyway, and we'll accept no substitutes. Right, first off, number one, Santa's sleigh. There we go, there he is. That's Bill Goldberg. I've seen this one once. Santa's sleigh, 2005. Santa's backstory has been retold and retconned more times than you can count. And this is one of the darker reimaginings. In this version, Santa is literally the Antichrist, the second being ever to be born of an immaculate conception, but this time with Satan as the father. Presumably, he also named him, but somebody messed up the birth certificate. Yes, very, very amusing. But then Santa loses a bet with the angel that's sent to stop him, and having won, the angel binds Santa to deliver toys to children for 1,000 years, which is the precise opposite of what any sensible person would do upon binding a demon. But there we go. This is not a great film. No, from what I remember, it's not. But it's okay, kind of fun. All things considered, Santa's slaughter has little rhyme or reason to it. He just barges in on families having dinner, or strip clubs, or the local police station, and kills a bunch of people with the goriest slapstick he can manage. Less of a dark myth than a homicidal Bugs Bunny. But it does have some good moments, including a Chekhov's Nutcracker, and the line, "I'm Santa Claus, not fucking Dracula." Ooh, I swore. Right, anyway, next up. The Santa Claus. There's Tim Allen as Santa Claus. Another film I've seen just once, and I've only seen the first one. I've not seen all the others. I should really catch up. They're all on Disney Plus now, aren't they? So I should watch them. Anyway, marketed as a heartwarming, child-friendly family movie, this version of Santa Claus is incredibly dark if you think about it for even a moment. This is Santa Claus as a vampire or werewolf, First there is the body horror, as you are transformed against your will to fit the role, right down to spontaneously growing an insta-beard. But it alters your mind too, infecting you with an insatiable hunger for cookies and an irrepressible need to make toys. Well, I've got an insatiable hunger for cookies, but I'm not, or am I? Anyway, now you might consider that a just punishment given Tim Allen startles the previous Santa to his death in order to earn this curse, but that's not what does it. It is putting on the suit and failing to read the sinisterly small fine print that seals his fate. And from that moment on, death is his only release. Just like the crew of the USS Cygnus. Another Disney film. The Black Hole. Death is his only release. Or apparently failing to get married. But let's not get into the sequels. Because I've not seen. Oh, that's it. That's it for that one. Right, so very good. I'm going to have to rewatch that one. I'm going to have to rewatch all of these, to be honest. I think Santa Sleigh's on Amazon as well. I'm sure I saw it pop up in my recommendations. I might watch that again. Seeing as it's Christmas. Right, Fat Man. There's, what's his face? I forgot his name now. David Harbour, yes. Of Stranger Things and Hellboy fame. Why, and Black Widow. He was in that as well, wasn't he? Right, Fat Man 2020. This one is on the list because of the film itself, a Santa-led action movie in the same vein as the David Harbour-fronted Violent Night. Oh, is that not David Harbour? Oh, I don't know. Oh, no, it's Mel Gibson, innit? It's Mel Gibson. I'm such a dope. Yes. Then because the idea of Santa Claus being played by an abusive, racist homophobe is pretty terrifying. Well, he's old, isn't he? Oh, is that it? Oh, right, that. So I've not seen that either, so I don't know. I've not even seen it pop up in me Amazon or Netflix or whatever. I'll have to look out for it. If it's Mel Gibson. I like Mel Gibson. You know, people give him a lot of grief because, you know, of his views, but, you know, it's still fun to watch on in his movies, and his films he directs are usually pretty good. Anyway, The Nightmare Before Christmas, 1993. Yes, he's technically not Santa. He's Jack Skellington dressed up as Santa. By the way, this is a film I've never got to the end of. I know people love it, and they call it, you know, heresy, but I don't like it. I can never get very far into it. There's something about the film. Maybe it's just a bit too Tim Burton for me. I know it wasn't directed by him, but just produced by Tim Burton, and he designed all the stuff, didn't he? I know it was directed by somebody else. I forgot his name. But I've never been able to get very far into it. There's something about it I just don't like. But anyway. But as far as the kids receiving dismembered organs are concerned, there's no noticeable difference. However, even at his most ghoulish, Jack comes across as playful and whimsical and really thoroughly enjoying himself. Meanwhile, the actual Santa actually comes across as a pretty formidable paranormal anthropomorphization. God, I said that without going wrong. Of the holiday. Maybe it's just how Jack has already hyped him up as Sandy Claus. A fearsome king with a deep, mighty voice who looks like a lobster, huge and red. Have a sip of coffee. But even the real Santa manages to be scary enough that we feel pretty bad for Jack when he gets told off at the end of the film. Meanwhile, the actual Santa, who's been waylaid after the foreboding Sandy Claus song, comes across as a... said that. Oh, Den of Geek, I don't know. Yeah, but like I say, I've never got to the end of A Nightmare Before Christmas. There's Jack Skellington. There's the actual Santa Claus, I presume. I don't know. Because I've only got like... I think I've managed to get like 15, 20 minutes into it, and then it goes off. Either my attention wanders, it doesn't grab me, or I just don't like it. I'm a misery guts. Humbug. Yeah, this is one of my favourite... it's technically not a Christmas film, but it's Christmas season. Sint, or Saint, as its English title, from 2011. A more traditional take on Santa Claus, this Dutch film features a vengeful, murderous, zombified St. Nicholas cutting a bloody swathe through Amsterdam with only a single dogged cop and a lone teenager to stop him. It's actually set on December 5th. because that's the Feast of St. Nicholas. In a lot of European countries, that's when they exchange gifts then. As I think they do it as well as Christmas Day, but I'm not entirely sure. We don't do it in Britain. Of course, we're misery guts. This film's pros include a rooftop horse chase and one of the more visually terrifying Santas or whatever, you'll ever see. Its cons include the tradition of Zwart Piet or Black Pete, or Black Peter. For those unfamiliar with Dutch festive traditions, Black Pete is the local equivalent of Santa's Little Helper, only in blackface. Some argue that this is an ancient and harmless tradition dating back to the Netherlands' pagan history, and that it is uncertain whether Peter is black because of soot on his face or because the myth was changed in the 19th century to give St. Nicholas Moorish servants. I think they just had black skin. That's all. I think they're supposed to be like mythological creatures with black skin. Not black because they're from Africa or from, a warmer climate. They just have black skin. They could very well have had blue skin or green skin. That's what I think. Anyway, others point out that regardless, it still looks pretty damn racist. Well, it does. People just think that all the time, don't they? When St. Nick's, if they were dressed up as like black and white minstrels, then you'd think fair enough, but they're not. When St. Nick's army of grisly-looking murderous Zwart Piets shows up, they're actually less horrifying to look at than the white teens in the offensive makeup. Yeah, it's a good film, is Sint. I recommend you look that up. It's a lot of fun. It's gory as well when it wants to be. Right, Rare Exports, A Christmas Tale, another good one. In this movie, based on a series of spoof informational shorts, I think this is a Finnish film. I think it's from Finland. Santas are strange, feral beasts that roam. Oh, it says Norway. I thought it was Finnish. Or maybe it's Norwegian then. That roam the wilds of Norway, kidnapping children to deliver to a giant Lovecraftian horned Santa Claus frozen in the ice for eons. I'm sure it was set in Finland. We'll have to look this up now. Just bear with me while I do some looking up. Rare Exports. I'll play some Christmas music. Then there we go. Yeah, thought it was. Come on, Wikipedia launch. Anyway, it says there. Finnish fantasy. There we go. Thought it was Finland. See, I'm right. Den of Geek, useless. They roam the wilds of Finland, kidnapping children to deliver to a giant Lovecraftian horned Santa Claus frozen in the ice for eons. I don't think it's quite eons, is it? I've been exaggerating, because a lot of people don't know an eon is 1,000 million years. The film ends with the surviving characters starting up a business to export these Santas to malls around the world, making it a prequel to the original shorts, which frankly are also much better films. I've not seen them, I didn't even know they were. First I've heard that. You can find them on YouTube by searching Rare Exports Inc. Oh, look for that. And Rare Exports Safety Instructions. But it is a really good film, is Rare Exports. I recommend it. I don't know if there's an English language version. I think there is for Saint. I think Saint may have an English. I can't remember. I've got the DVD and I can't actually remember. Because I just usually watch it in Dutch, because dubbing puts me off more than subtitles. But it is a really good film. Right, and we go. Honourable mentions. There we go. That's obviously Krampus. Krampus 2015 isn't technically Santa, but given his extremely cut-and-dried approach to morality and granting children's wishes, he and St. Nick may have more in common than what separates them. That's it. It's I forgot his name. What's his name now? Is it Doherty? Is it Michael Doherty? I can't remember his name now. Krampus. Doing a lot of looking up, aren't I? Film. Krampus film. Yeah, Michael. Is it Doherty or Doherty? I don't know how to pronounce it. But yeah, it's like become an instant Christmas classic. And to be honest, I'll be watching that today, because they're doing A to Z of Christmas films just for fun. Starting on December 1st, and we're up to K today, so I'll be watching Krampus later on. It's a really good film. I really like it. And there are other Krampus films out as well that are like more low budget. And to be honest, I've not seen them, so I can't comment. And The Hogfather, 2006. A miniseries adaptation of the Terry Pratchett book isn't technically a movie or about Santa, but this story of the Grim Reaper taking over the Discworld's Santa equivalent position for a night gives us some great dark Santa moments and classic Christmas stories. Full stop. I've not seen it. Finally, it is only a short animation, but this short film of Neil Gaiman's Christmas poem Nicholas Was is as spooky as anything else on this list. I've not seen it. To be honest, I'm not a big Terry Pratchett fan. Not because I've read his books and don't like him, or seen the TV shows based on his work and don't like him. I've just never been interested in him, so I can't really comment. So maybe if I read them or watched the films and TV shows, I'd be a fan, but I've just never got round to it. So there we go, that's it. The scariest movie Santas ever, according to this. Have we seen any others? Like I said, there's like Santa serial killers, isn't there? In like Don't Open Till Christmas and Silent Night, Deadly Night, and what else has there been? There's lots of others. Well, Black Christmas, although that's technically not Santa, but it's set at Christmas. Anyway, right, so we'll leave it there. So, thanks for watching. Wherever you are, in this Christmas festive season, look after each other. Until next time, watch out for scary Santas, and I'll see thee.